Okay, so welcome everyone. This is I believe this is week 9, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to be talking about Zwischenzug, and this is the adult beginners fall 2020 premier chess class. So, the first question that I got to ask everyone is, what is Zwischenzug? Anybody know what it is or have an idea what it is? Or remember what I said last time? Anybody?
Nope.
Nobody. Okay. Okay.
It's when you can't make a move, right?
Say again?
You can't make a move that's a good move, so you're forced to make a bad move.
No, that is a good that is a good definition of Zugzwang. That's a good definition of Zugzwang. Which is, yeah, you're forced to make a move. You know, you're compelled to make a move, and it will put you in a worse position, or you'll get checkmated. So Zwischenzug is also another chess word, in just German word, that is primarily used for chess. Not many people use it at the bar, everyday German setting. No, wouldn't usually use it, but it basically means an in between move, or an intermediate move, also called an intermezzo. So this is the way I describe it with my students. Is I say, if you're in the car and you're driving home, the home is your destination, right? But then as you're driving, you say, you know what? I need gas. My car is gonna die if I don't stop. I gotta stop for gas. So you stop for gas, and so that is the in between move, right? The goal was not to go to the gas station. The goal is home, but you had to do something before you went home, right? So that is I think it's a good definition of what an intermezzo is. Is you interpose a move. So usually it's following a capture, right? So your opponent captures one of your pieces, and maybe they expect you to recapture back. But before you recapture back, you do another move to either improve your position or capture material, or to just gain space maybe. And then once you achieve that goal, then you resume your move that everyone expects you to do. All right, so that's a good definition. So let me just I'm just going to read to you real quick what I got written down about it. So it's a chess tactic in which a player, instead of playing the expected move, commonly recapture, first interposes another move posing an immediate threat that the opponent must answer, and only then plays the expected move. It is a move that has a high degree of initiative. Ideally, Zwischenzug changes the situation to the player's advantage, such as by gaining material or avoiding what would otherwise be a strong continuation for the opponent. Okay. Okay, good. All right, awesome. So now, let's
Quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you spell sweet zag whatever?
Yeah. You know what? I'm not even going to pretend to know that I know how to say it. I just say it the way I think it's said. And you know what? So much of life, I think, is it's just, you fake it till you make it, right? So even if you're saying it wrong, if you say it with a straight face, then people are going to be like, oh, wow, that must be the way you say it, right? So maybe that's what I do in a lot of, that's my approach to some things in life. So yeah, Zwischenzug, here, like I'll show you. You can see on the screen. You see it right here?
Okay, got it. I totally had it wrong. That's why I couldn't search it.
Yeah, I know, right? That's
and then I couldn't read my writing, and I was like, I don't know what this word is, but I can't figure it out.
It sounds like my writing. Can't read my writing. Yeah.
Zwischenzug.
Zwischenzug. Yeah.
It's so German. By the way, I study German, so I'm telling you how it's pronounced in German.
Say it again, Stacy.
It's Zwischenzug.
Zwischenzug. Oh wow, cool. Okay. So I was saying it wrong. All right, good. So see, okay. So my strategy works as long as nobody speaks German in the group. Then my strategy works.
Say it again, Stacy. Sorry.
Zwischen. Like a TS, the Z's are pronounced not as a Z, but as a TS, so it's Zwischen. But I don't know how they pronounce it in like chess in America. Maybe they just say Zwischen. I don't know. I know how they pronounce it in Germany.
Yeah, I think most chess players are not German, so they probably pronounce it however they want to,
Then you're absolutely right. There you go.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're all gonna know how to spell it after this because I'll send you the video and you'll see. But cool. Okay. So let's go over some positions now. So in this position, it's white to move. So I would assume in this position that the last move was bishop b7, attacking the queen. So now my question is, what is the best move for white here? What do you think?
Is that a move that's intended to be that middle move before you get to your real move?
You mean white's move? White's next move?
Is that the Zwischenzug thing?
Well, most likely because that's the theme of today. So yeah, so the obvious thing that most beginners would probably do is say, well, my queen is being attacked, I got to move my queen, right? So the idea that we're talking about intermediate moves, is there something that we can do to improve our position, or capture something, or just gain advantage somehow?
Maybe bishop b5.
Yeah, bishop b5. Yeah, because so this does two things, right? It develops another piece, and it develops it with tempo. Everybody knows what that means. Develop with tempo. What does that mean? How would you describe developing with tempo?
With more potential.
With what potential?
More potential.
More potential.
Or
Pressure on the opponent.
Yeah. So more specifically, you're developing at the same time as attacking, right? So here, developing a piece, really good. Also delivering a check, attacking the king. So black is not able to capture our queen. He's forced to do something about this check. And what do you think the best response to that check would be for black?
You'd move
Knight?
go up.
Knight to
where?
Okay, no, never mind.
Okay.
I backed away from that.
Okay. What do you guys think? Best move here?
So would they put the bishop on b7 move to c?
So what do you think? Okay, what does everyone think? Good move or bad move?
Well,
I'm
then the
gonna say-
next step. Sorry.
I was just going to say bad move.
Why?
Well, you have two pieces attacking the bishop, and it's just a matter of choosing which piece you want to use to capture the bishop.
Right. So yeah, just look at how many pieces are attacking the bishop. 2. How many are defending? 1. So not a good move for black. He will lose a piece, right? So take, and you're forking the king and rook. So he would have to move his king to f7 to save his rook, and then maybe we can castle, and now white is up clean a piece.
Wow, everything is gone. Okay. I get it. Bad move.
Oh yeah. All right, go ahead. What else you got? What else?
We castle, is that helpful here?
Okay. What do you think, everyone? Can we castle?
Can you castle on check?
No, you cannot castle and check.
Right.
No.
Forgot.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go over this. So 3 reasons. Okay, let's say 4 reasons. 4 reasons you can't castle. Okay, can anybody list 4 reasons you can't castle? So one of
to check.
okay, yeah. If you're in check, you cannot castle. Out of check, okay, good. What's another one?
If you've moved the king.
Good. If you move the king, you cannot. Yeah. Let's say you move the king to d8, then you moved him back to e8. You can't castle anymore. You forfeited your right to castle. Actually, if you move the king, you can't castle either side, king side or queen side. However, if you move the rook, let's say you move it to e. Let's say you move it to f8, then you move it back to h8. You can't castle. You cannot castle king side, but you can still castle queen side. But if you move your king, you can't castle either side. So yeah, that's the second reason. Okay, what's another one?
G8's under attack.
Say again.
G8 is being attacked by the white queen.
Good. So that would be you can't castle into check. So for example, let's say let's say in this position, instead of bishop b5, let's say I went queen b3. Black still cannot castle because he would be putting himself in check once he does. Right. So the queen is controlling the square that the king lands on, and then the other situation where you can't castle. Let's say the queen or a rook is here, and now you're controlling f8. So if he castles, he'll be castling through check. So you can't castle that way either. So yeah, can't castle while you're in check. You can't castle through check. You can't castle into check. And if you move your king, you can't castle. So yeah,
I have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
Let's just say the rook on h8
Yeah,
was under attack.
yeah,
Can you castle if that rook is under attack?
yeah. As long as you're not moving through check or into check, then
Okay.
yeah, that's definitely possible. And there's a couple of games where that's a really good move to do, where your rook is under attack, and the best thing to do is to castle. Sometimes it's pretty cool situation. All right, so in this position, so bishop b5 check. What's the best move for black? What do you guys think?
Knight to d7.
Knight d7. What do you guys think? Good move or bad move? Stacy, your facial expression seems like you're not. It's a nervous decision, right? What do you guys think? Good move or bad move?
Well, you preserve
Say again, Monty.
the king's ability to castle.
Yeah. So you're not moving your king, so you can still castle.
And you've got two defenders of that knight.
Okay. What else? Anybody else? What do you think? Good move or bad move?
Well, couldn't the bishop on b5, the white bishop on b5, get the knight?
Sure, you can capture it, and then the queen can just take back, and then everything's fine.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really do anything. Okay,
Yeah, it doesn't really do it. But there's another reason this is not a good move. There's a reason why this is not a good move. Anybody see it?
You don't put any pressure on white?
No, it's a more immediate reason. Very immediate.
Something to do with the queen?
Who's queen? Black queen or white queen?
The white queen? The white queen can move.
Can move where?
Well, she can move to two positions, right? D. No, not D. She's on D5. She can move to. No, sorry. I thought she could move to either F7, but then she would be gone.
Yeah, no.
No.
Okay. I'll give you a hint. It is a queen. It is a white queen move. Queen move. What do you think?
No, I can't really place the position.
So what changed with knight d7? Something changed. Remember, every new position is a puzzle, right? You have to look at every new position with fresh eyes and think what changed as a result of this move.
So.
What changed? Anybody see?
No.
No? Okay. Look at this bishop. Is that bishop protected now?
No.
No. The queen before knight d7, the queen was protecting the bishop. Now, after knight d7, the protection is interrupted and it's no longer protected. Right? So yeah, these are little things that when your opponent makes a move, you got to look what just changed in the position. Something changed, and can I capitalize on that change? Right? So yeah. All right. So knight d7 is no good. Bishop c6 is no good. For the same reason, knight c6 is no good. You're going to lose a piece. You're going to lose a piece again. So best move is to move the king, right? So king f8 is probably it's not a fun move to make, but it's probably the best move here. And then white can take the pawn, take, and now maybe white can or sorry, now it's black's move. So maybe he goes something like this. Maybe he comes back, and then eventually we castle, and so white has a nice game. So the whole idea was to the whole idea with the with the Zwischenzug here was to first of all develop the bishop, and second of all force the black king to move, so now he can no longer castle, and it's going to be much more difficult for him to activate this rook. So see, it's that those little moves that can just create a large advantage for you in your games, right? If you can see, and it's so tempting when somebody captures your pawn and you can capture back. It's so tempting to just do it so quickly, right? But sometimes before you capture back, recapture, look, just scan the board. See, is there anything that I can do before I recapture, right? And sometimes there is. Okay, good.
Can I ask a question
Sure.
about the white king that was sitting by itself
Yeah.
on wouldn't you want to protect your king first, because he seems very vulnerable right now? He's got nobody protecting him.
That's true. I mean, how would he vulnerable?
Wouldn't you just quickly go ahead and do a castle so that the king is protected behind the pawns?
So on what move are you talking about? On which move?
I was just talking about the board in general.
Okay.
If I saw this, regardless of what was going on the other side of the board, after the bishop moved, wouldn't I want to quickly castle?
Okay, so bishop b5, check, king moves to f8. So now we have to move our queen because now our queen's under attack.
Oh,
right?
gotcha.
Right, so we have to spend a move. So that's why we chose, if you're gonna move, might as well, take a pawn with you. Why not? So take, and now it's pretty nice. Pretty nice position for white. This black king is kind of uncomfortable blocking his own rook. He's gonna have to spend another move getting out of the way, and so we can castle, activate this rook, and then bring the other rook.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah.
I just didn't know if you wanted to castle when you saw that your king was by itself somewhere, I was just wondering, at what point do you determine this is a good time to castle?
Yeah, I mean here black doesn't really have time to attack your king because you're doing such strong moves here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, keeping me busy. Yeah, so there's no real time. So yeah.
Okay.
All right, good. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Let's see here. So in this position, who's winning first of all? So when you look at a puzzle, first of all, first thing you should do is make a quick scan. So first thing you do is scan material. Who's winning a material?
Black.
Black is winning a material. Black has an extra bishop, and white has a pawn for the bishop. So black is winning, we'd say, by 2 points. And now positionally, what do you think? Is anybody winning positionally in this position?
Is white winning positionally because the king is still in the first
Yeah, well, actually, this is, you would say this is the end game, right? And so in the end game, the king has a different role, right? In the opening and the middle game, what's the king's role? What would you say king's role is?
To be protected.
Yeah, you want to hurry him to protection, right? Too many big pieces on the board. You don't want to leave your king out there to be attacked. So you want to hurry and have him protected behind a pawn shelter. But once you reach the end game, the king transforms into a very powerful attacking piece, right? So here, the black king is on the 6th rank. The white king is on the 1st rank. So here, the black king is definitely more active, right, than the white king, right? White king has to spend a few moves getting to the 3rd rank and competing with the activity of this king, okay? And now you look at the pieces. The bishop's pretty active. The only thing, this rook is not doing anything, right? So you can say, in a sense, that white is winning because he has a rook and a bishop that are pretty active, as opposed to black only has 2 bishops active right now, right? So basically, you can say black is functioning at this moment without a rook because it's not doing anything, right? I mean, he's going to get into the game pretty quickly, but right now he's basically functioning without a rook. So, okay, so now thinking about all that, now let's do this. Now, the next move that black chooses to do is bishop takes e3. Now, my question is, what is the best move for white? Is bishop takes e3 a good move?
Well, the rook would take the bishop then.
Okay, the rook can take the bishop, and now you're giving black a chance to save his bishop, and now he's basically he's cleaned up a bishop, right? So my question is, there is a much better move than rook takes e3.
Pawn takes the other bishop,
Ah, so why is that?
because then he's threatening the king.
Right, so that's it. That's you're capturing the bishop with check. That's the key, right? This is the Zwischenzug. Zwischenzug. now I feel self-conscious because Stacy's constantly gonna be she's like no he said it wrong again.
We,
All right, should I just say intermediate move? I don't know.
No, you're saying it beautifully. This is the American way.
The American way. Yeah, maybe the American way. All right, so yeah, taking the bishop is definitely the best intermediate move because you're delivering a check and acquiring material, and so he doesn't have time now to withdraw his other bishop. So you take check. So you do a little in between move, and now equal. Now everything's equal. So in before, white was losing by a piece, and now he regained his piece. So again, it's so tempting to just do a quick recapture, right? And I think you all are you all have accounts, right, on Lead Chess?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so when you play on Lead Chess, you know how you can do the pre-move, right? And people like to do the pre-move, especially when there's captures, right? But sometimes that could be a bad habit because it discourages you from looking at the board after your opponent captures and saying, maybe I can do a better move before the recapture. So yeah. All right. Good. All right. Pretty clear. Okay. So now this is a game between Lichtenstein and Morphy, Paul Morphy, in 1857. Now, does anybody know who Paul Morphy is?
Mm-mm.
Anybody know?
Mhm.
Okay, and that also brings
Like
to
an
mind.
international master, right?
No,
They didn't have titles.
he's been dead about 140 years, so way before there were titles. So yeah,
Okay.
he was the first unofficial world champion in the 19th century. And actually, there's another movie that came out, maybe, I think it's last year, it could be this year or last year. It's called The Opera Game, I think it's called. And it's about his life. Fascinating. I saw the trailer. I would love to see it. I got to see it because, I'm a chess coach and I got to recommend these things. So it looks really cool, though. Yeah, I intend to see it very soon. And the Opera Game is in reference to one of his famous games, which was dubbed the Opera Game because it was played while he was watching an opera. So yeah. The guy he was a genius. He was a chess genius. He was one of those child prodigies that could do blindfold chess at a very young age. And he could even do simultaneous exhibitions while blindfolded as well, which is an amazing feat. Yeah. So yeah, he rose to prominence. He was probably like 21 years old when he was considered the strongest player in the world and nobody could beat him. So he basically dubbed himself the unofficial world champion, first unofficial world champion. So in this position, Morphy is black, and the last move that was played was the bishop captured, I believe, he captured Morphy's knight right here on e4. So now my question is, what is the best move for black here? What is the best move?
Bishop to bishop to b4.
Bishop to b4. Let's see. Okay. So keep in mind we're down a piece, right? He just captured a knight. So he's got 3 pieces. We have 2 pieces. So bishop b4 check. Now he goes c3, and now our bishop is under attack, and we're gonna have to spend another move. And now he can retreat his bishop. Now he's clean. He's clean up a knight. All right. So not that. So what else? I'll say you're in the right ballpark in the sense that it has to be a strong move, right? If it's going to be an in-between move, as Zwischenzug, it has to be a strong move, a strong attacking move. So you always look at checks first. So that was good. But the problem is he blocks with the pawn, and now you're the one being attacked. So that's no good. So what else do you think?
Queen to g5.
Queen to g5. No.
No.
There's your queen. No good. What else? Something else.
How about queen h4?
Queen h4. That was the move he played. Wow. So why is this a good move? Why is this a good move? Anybody see it?
Well, the pawn is pinned.
Yeah. Okay. Good. The f pawn is pinned. Cannot move. Okay. Why else is it a good move?
Threatens mate in 1.
Yeah. So he's threatening mate in 1, and he's also threatening to recapture. Or he's got the bishop, so he can recapture. Very nicely, right? And get his piece back. So that's a very nice double attack. So white responds with queen e2, and now black recaptures his piece. All right, and now white goes bishop e3, blocking the c5 bishop, and now we have bishop g4. So this is kind of another, you can say, a Zwischenzug, in the sense that his bishop is being attacked, but instead of doing that, he counterattacks white's queen before even moving his bishop. So you can say that's another in between move. All right, so queen c4, he responds, and now bishop takes e3, and again he can't take back. Why?
Because he's pinned.
Because it's pinned, right? So white has to spend a move unpinning himself. And now, okay, I'll give you this one. So what do you think is a good move here in this position?
It's white the move?
I mean black. Did I say white? Sorry.
Oh, no,
Black.
I probably just got confused.
Okay. Yeah, black to move here. So white just interrupted the pin, and now he's attacking the queen. So what's the best move here?
Bishop to e2.
Bishop to e2. Okay,
Yeah,
so you want to attack the queen, right? Like this? Okay.
Well, it pins the king. He can't move. He can't move left or right there.
True. Actually, no. Here you lose your queen. How
Yeah.
does white win black's queen in this position?
White.
with the pawn?
Okay, you can take the queen, but then and then it's going to be a queen. It's going to be an exchange of queens. So my question is, how does white win the black queen without losing his queen? So basically, this is another great example of another in between move. So if you see, they're all over the place. These in between moves. So now black's queen is attacked, white's queen is attacked. So what in between move can we do to win the black queen? Any ideas? You want a hint?
Yeah.
Is it a
Okay.
knight?
Say again?
Is it a knight?
Is it a night move? No, not a night move. So I'll give you a hint. In every puzzle, right? Because all these positions are puzzles. What is the type of move you always look for first?
A check.
Checks. Yeah, it's the most powerful move, right? So what do you think?
Where's the check? Where is
White to move.
Oh,
Is everybody looking at black to move? It's white to move.
white to E6.
Okay, so you can go to you can go to e6, but you're just gonna lose your queen. It's gonna be again a queen trade. So better move than that. Our goal is to not lose our queen and capture the black queen. So look at checks. Any ideas?
None.
what the check?
So look at all the checks that the queen can do. All the checks that the white queen can do.
Oh,
She can come to G8.
G8.
No.
No. White queen
No.
cannot go to G8. No.
So she can go to A6.
Yeah, you could go to A6, but you're just gonna lose your queen again. It's
Oh,
gonna be. It's
that's
gonna
right. I
be.
didn't see the bishop. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, gonna be a queen trade again.
Okay.
How about C6?
Which one?
C6.
C6. Yes, queen takes C6. Check. And now the king must move. And now we take the queen, and the white queen is safe.
oh,
Right? Everybody
oh.
see that? So that would be another great example of an in-between move in order to win the queen, right?
So what was the move again? The white queen moved where?
Queen-
Took the pawn. Okay.
Yeah, queen takes c6, check. King's forced to move, and then we just take the queen for nothing.
Gotcha.
Right. So always they're all these in-between moves are all over the place. You gotta really look out for them. Okay, so bishop e2, not a good move for that reason. So I'll just give you the answer. It's queen to d8. Wow, queen d8. Why did he do queen d8?
To protect something.
What do you think? Why do you do queen d8?
Oh,
Because he can now go D2.
D2? No, the knight's protecting d2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then that would be.
Why did he do queen d8?
Well, then it's D3. I mean, D1.
D1, yeah, D1. He's threatening mate on D1, right? Queen and bishop help her mate. So for that
Hmm.
reason, white takes the bishop back, creates an escape square for his king. Black goes queen d1 check, king f2, queen f3 check, king g1, and now bishop h3 is the final nail in the coffin for white. And
Hmm.
is there anything in this position that white can do to avert this mate on g2? What do you think? Anything that white can do?
Yes.
Is there anything?
Move the
What can white do here?
It's only got 3 choices.
What do you think? Is there anything they can do?
Mhm.
No.
Yes.
No. Yeah. Oh,
Right.
there is. What's the move you see, Monty?
Queen F1.
Yeah.
Queen f1. Is this a good move? No. So
There's your queen.
Because that other.
I mean, it temporarily averts the mate, but not really, because now that's made anyway. Right? That's made anyway. So yeah. Queen f1 is mate. Queen e2. You just lose your queen, and it's going to be mate anyway. The knight is helpless to assist the king. The rook cannot come in the game. This rook is trapped. So yeah, this is a completely lost position. Bishop h3. So white delivers a couple of useless checks. Queen takes e6 check. King f8. Queen takes a8 check. And after king e7, there's no more checks that are useful. And white resigns here. So very nice attacking game by Paul Morphy. Cool. All right. So let's go on. All right. Okay. So this is kind of a basic
Hmm.
position.
Mm.
So white to move. So just for orientation, the white pawn is going down the board. So it's sorry, black to move. Black to move. What is the best move for black here?
See it.
Rook to h5.
Rook to h5. Check. Very good. So the problem is here, our rooks are forked, right? That's the problem. So we need to use it. We don't have 2 moves that we can do. We have 1 move we can do. So how do you save both rooks? And the way you do that is using an intermezzo, right? Zwischenzug. You move the rook to rook h5 check, deliver a check, and you could even save the other rook if you want, check, and there, both rooks are saved, right? So some of my students gave this move, rook to rook, let's say rook d to c5, and the idea with this is that the pawn is pinned to the rook, right? So if he takes the rook, we just take his rook, right? But that move loses to what? Why is that a losing move? I mean, it doesn't save your rook. That's what I mean.
If you do all of that, you're only going to have 1 black rook left, which might make it hard to checkmate the white king.
You mean if white takes the rook now?
Yeah,
So if he takes the rook, I mean, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to checkmate a king with a rook. But there's something that white can do now to make sure to capture this rook without losing his rook. What does he do?
White to move.
White to move, yeah.
Move his rook.
To where?
B, to B1?
B1 is here.
Okay, so then, nope.
D1, I assume.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean this is D1, this is B1. Which one?
Yeah, no, I got it wrong. I did say B as in boy. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. You just lose your rook there.
Yeah.
So
That
what's a
move
better
it the
move?
other way.
What do you think?
The other way.
yeah.
D1. Yeah, D1 is the correct answer. Why? Why is D1 the correct answer?
Puts the king in check.
Right. So you're releasing this pawn from the
Oh.
pin. The pawn is no longer pinned because the rook is gone from the C file. And so basically, we're using another Zwischenzug intermediate move to release the pawn from the pin and deliver a check. King moves, and now we can take the rook safely. Very nice. Now it's equal. All right. So very, very simplified example of intermediate move. Cool. All right. Okay, here. So another kind of simplified position. Black to move. So white's last move, let's say, was bishop f4, skewering the rook through the queen. So what can black do to save his rook? What do you think?
Hmm.
What do you think?
Well, he can move to D8, but he's still going to lose the queen. Move-
The rook, I mean, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So rook,
Are we
yeah.
trying to save the rook?
Yeah, so the idea is to save this rook. How do we do what move do we do so that we can save the rook as well? We want to save
Oh,
both.
save the queen and the rook.
Right, save both. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. How do we do that?
Pawn to G5.
You just lose your queen.
Oh, I'm not thinking tonight. Never mind.
What do you think? Monty, any idea?
Queen D4.
Queen D4. Yes. Remember, always look for checks. Always look for checks, right? So you move, attack the king. Incidentally, this is also a fork. But yeah, king moves, and we can then save the rook. So yeah, intermezzo is a good way to, in effect, move twice, right? Because the first move is forcing your opponent to respond to that move, so they don't have time to do what they originally wanted to do. All right, good. Okay, so now this is white to move. What is the best move for white here?
Hmm.
Any ideas?
mm,
Knight.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I was thinking the knight or moving the, I'm sorry, the bishop on F3,
Okay.
move that to H5.
Bishop F3 to H5. Not strong enough.
No, okay.
Not strong enough.
What about the knight?
Which knight?
The knight on the same side as the bishop.
Okay, so G3 knight.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want to move it?
I don't know. I liked H5.
Oh, wow, you really like this H5 square. You're like, something's got to go on H5. I don't know.
I don't know. It's empty. I
It's
feel like
empty.
H5 holds significance.
It's calling for a piece right there. I don't know why. No, nothing's going on H5. Nothing's going
Okay.
on there. No.
Okay.
What else? Anybody else?
What about the other knight? Let's see. Well, what would cause the thing to go in check is what I'm trying to think is how can I
You're thinking
get-
about checks. Okay, good. Okay, so let's scan this position. This is a good way to think about these puzzles. So a couple of things you look for when you look at a position, right? First thing you look for is what? When you scan a position. Remember we just mentioned this. What's the first thing you say again?
Check.
Okay, well that's the first move that you're thinking about, but I'm just talking about scanning the position. So first thing we do is scan material. Is material equal, right? Is somebody winning materially, right? Second
okay.
thing we do is scan position, right? Is somebody winning positionally, right? Somebody could be losing on material, but winning on position, right? Third thing we scan is unprotected pieces, right? In many puzzles, there's often combinations that involve unprotected pieces, right? So in this position, which of black's pieces are unprotected?
There's a knight,
Which one?
C7,
Here's C7. There's no knight on C7.
C,
E.
E7.
E7, very good. So
Sorry.
yeah, that's okay. So E7, yes, correct. Knight on E7 is unprotected. So combination might have something to do with that. What else is unprotected?
What about the queen?
The queen is
black queen.
unprotected. Yes.
Yeah.
The queen on A5 is unprotected, and this knight. And this combination, incidentally, will have to do, will involve both of them, right? So, given that, and if you notice, our queen is on D2 on the same diagonal as black's unprotected queen on A5. So, given that, the best move here is knight takes D5. Crazy move, right? Knight can be taken 1, 2 different ways, and if you include the queen, 3 different ways. But that is the best move. Why? Why is that the best move?
Well, wouldn't the black queen now try to take the white queen?
Okay,
And then
so
our rook takes, then the white rook takes the queen.
okay, so the queen obviously taking the knight would not be a good idea. Why?
Because of the black knight.
No.
Oh, no.
Well,
Never mind.
why would the black queen taking the knight on D5 not be a good idea?
Because you got the bishop.
You got the
on
bishop, yeah.
F3,
The bishop's protecting, right? So black queen cannot capture the knight. So instead, he's like, okay, I'm going to use this opportunity to capture the queen first, hoping that he's going to take back, and then I capture this piece. But white's logic is irrefutable. So what do you think is the best move here for white? What do you think?
Go to E7, knight to E7.
Yes, exactly. So remember we said this is an unprotected piece, right? So we take the piece with check, right? Hanya, that's the check you were looking for, okay?
Yes.
You were looking for a check. Where's the check?
I want the check to happen.
I know. So yeah, so taking the knight is the Zwischenzug. I mean you could say actually the knight takes D5, that was part of the combination, but then knight takes E7, that was the real intermediate move, because queen takes D2, you're hoping for the recapture, but he takes the knight first, delivers the check, king moves, and now we recapture the the knight and and we're now up a knight. Yeah, very good. All right, good job. Okay, so let's see if we can do one more. That was clear, right?
Mhm.
That's actually a very common tactic in this. Like you're gonna see when one side castles queen side, another side castles king side. This tactic may arise when the queen wants to get activated and start attacking the king, and the queen and your queen is here and it's on the same diagonal. This tactic often appears. And even if let's say this knight, even if the E7 knight was not there, if let's just imagine E7 knight's not there, this is still a really good move. Why? Because now you take the queen, and now what do you do? If imagine this knight is not here, what can What can white do?
What do we want white to do?
Do you see another? There's another in between move, right? Even if this knight's not here, there's another in between move. Knight takes f6. So we capture the knight and deliver a check. He takes back, and we can again recapture. So what's the result is we just won a pawn, and we destroyed the black king side pawn structure, right? So even if this knight is not here, it's still a good move. And just so you're aware, in this position, when you castle queen side, the king normally ends up on c1. Okay, the king ends up on c1. If you try this tactic with the king on c1, doesn't work. Why?
Oh,
Because that would be check. When the black queen takes the white queen, then you're in check.
Exactly. Big difference, right?
Mhm.
King is on b1. He takes your queen, not in check. King is on c1. He takes your queen. You're in check. So you take here. If your king's on c1, now you're forced to take back, and now you just lost a piece.
Mm.
Right? So very little details like that you have to pay attention to. So if you want to keep that combination in mind, make sure you move the king out of the way first, and then if he brings his queen onto the same diagonal, then you can do a nice little combination like that. All right. All right, cool. So yeah, I guess we'll end it there. Any questions?
Mm-mm.
What do you guys think of Zwischenzug there? Is that better? Zwischenzug.
Right? Yeah.
Schweichen something.
Zwischenzug.
Schweichen something. No, I liked it. I think you have to be, it kind of makes you really think about
Yeah. These little details.
position.
These little details really make a big difference when it comes to these concepts. So yeah, now you guys know, and you will do, I'm sure, intermediate moves in most of your games, right?
Right. I'm gonna work on scan material, scan positions, unprotected pieces, and then check.
Yeah. Make sure, you always remember, always scan every position with fresh eyes, right?
Yeah.
Every time your opponent makes a move, something changed, right? And your goal is to figure out what changed, right? And too often, I think too often a lot of people, a lot of beginners, when they play chess, they're good about forming a plan, and they're like, okay, this is going to be my plan. But then the problem is they never take into account what their opponent's doing, and that's not a good idea either. It's good to have a plan, but then you got to be flexible and respond to what your opponent's doing as well. So sometimes your plan gets altered. Just like in life, right? You got a plan, and then what happened? Kids happen, and then your plans get put on hold, and
Yeah, kids happen, and then you replan, you
Yeah.
redesign.
like before kids, I was able to go to chess tournaments, and I don't know if you guys know, but I used to do stand-up comedy too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was able to do stand-up comedy like when we had one child, but once we had two kids, no time for that anymore.
No time.
So yeah, things get put on hold. So yeah, same thing in chess.
Before we had kids, I had money.
See,
Yeah,
that's
I
the other thing.
know. I know.
This is what I tell people about having kids, is that it's like a pyramid, right? And so you can only have three corners of the pyramid. So you either have your sanity, a clean house, or happy kids. You can only have two of those three.
Yeah,
You can't have all three. And
Yeah.
it's
many
very
people-
hard.
too many people try to replicate how their lives were before kids, and they're like, you know what, we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
maintain that life
Mhm.
after. Nah.
I can't even remember what my life was. I only have one, and I can't remember what my life was before that. I was like, what
Yeah.
was it like to be single?
I know. Things suffer. Things
Happy.
suffer, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. Now we're
Right.
planning for college and I'm thinking about my wallet.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know.
Wait till you have a grandchild.